Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Pleb Underground, the signal without the slop. We are less than 24 hours from 2026. 2025, to some people, can't end soon enough. I might be one of those people. Who knows? Who knows? I feel like 2025, we got robbed. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But anyways, yeah, we got a whole bunch of, obviously got a whole bunch of news. Bitcoin history, is it repeating? Some people think it's not. Some people think, all right, this time it's different. To a certain extent, I can't even tell what's happening anymore. We're going to dive into a bunch of stories related around that. The pattern preceding a 60% move in Bitcoin appears to be happening again. And we're going to take a look at that. That's right. Some solid hopium to end the year. Right? More gold, silver, Bitcoin relational charts. Do they have anything to do with each other? Are we going to see something based on this? Is this all just seeing what sticks to the wall? Bitcoin's refueling period? That's right, guys. That's right. We've gone from repressurization to gamma squeeze to now refueling. The market is a gas pump, and Bitcoin is about to go on a full tank. Let's see what happens. All right, Eternal Paper Bitcoin, MSTR. It's like that thing's never going to end. Metaplanet. We're also going to take a look at the digital euro and a new Coldcard integration. But before we dive into all that fun stuff, you guys know the deal. Going to give a shout out to the Pleb Underground sponsor, Archimedes Emporium. And we're going to be right back to dive into all the fun. Let's go. 30 seconds. We back. Pleb Underground is sponsored by Archimedes Emporium. Discover the pinnacle of precision engineering, starting with their Bitcoin logo wall clock, meticulously machined in Maine from a solid block of aerospace-grade aluminum, ensuring unparalleled durability and performance. Experience the difference of a product made without compromise. Head on over to Archimedes Emporium. All right. Block height. Currently, 930,299. The numbers, of course, brought to you by Time Chain Stats. Go check out timechain.stats.com. They are not a sponsor of the show, just a friend, and I like to use the numbers. And of course, right, Time Chain Calendar, Mr. Circles. Both of these guys, awesome products, awesome things that they're doing. 1 sat per V-byte. If you want to consolidate, it's so funny. I remember last year people were talking about, you're never going to be able to consolidate those UTXOs ever again. It's going to be too expensive. Wrong. Not what happened. Not what happened at all. Anyways, let's dive into all the fun, guys. We've got a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to kick it off here from another. Namcios, or Felipe DiMartini, is doing a great job with the Hopium. We applaud it, man. We applaud you. Yeah, even if I don't believe this stuff, it makes me feel good. So I'll take it because I don't have a choice. The pattern that preceded the rise, here it is, guys, from 76K to 126 is forming again. That's right. We're about to see an epic run in 2026. A lot of people changing their tune, and they seem to think so. I am one of those people who thought that we were gonna, when we ended 2024 close to 100K, I was like, all right, that's it. We're off to the races. 2025 is going to change lives. It did for some people. Everyone complaining that the year is ending horribly. Me? Yes. But look at this chart. In 2025, we had the highest all-time high and the highest all-time low. Namcios, another solid chart. All right, guys. So look, moral of the story, as we know, and this is it's like we constantly have to reiterate it. You just need to zoom out, right? Zoom out, stack, stay solvent. This should all work out for itself. It should. Anyways, all right. So we got this tweet over here from Frank. Bitcoin has been in the refueling period for the last 21 months. So move out of the way, the repressurization and the coil, the spring and the The gamma splat and gamma squeeze, move over. Bitcoin's refueling. All right. It's got a full tank of gas when it decides to make the next macro move. As you can see, proper emptying of the tank can take years. I don't know, that was a lot of smoke. Guys blowing a lot of smoke up our asses on that one. I appreciate it, of course. Makes me feel good about my bags. But I don't know. I hope he's right. Hope he's right. Definitely hope he's right. All right, guys. I'll stop after this one with Namcios. We've got some other hopium, but anyways, August 2020, gold and silver. So here we go, guys. The gold, silver, Bitcoin dance. What gold's high, silver's high means for Bitcoin's previous all-time high at 126, but it's going to go even higher because this is what we saw, right? So gold and silver hit their peak 10 months later. Bitcoin 450%. December 2025, gold and silver hitting their peak. 10 months later, we're waiting till October 2026. Or no, sorry, September 2026. Or maybe slightly earlier. But either way, this kind of throws a whole bunch of stuff that has been said kind of out the window because, and myself included, right? When I started to see that the pattern did not seem the same as the 4-year cycle because we started to move before the halving and everything like that, and then we saw the big bump to 100K at the end of 2024. I mean, it definitely threw me for a loop. So I don't know that we see that. The narrative that it throws out the window, though, is the one, I shouldn't say that it throws out the window, but that it could throw out the window is the one that we are going to possibly start to move higher in February of 2026, between February and April 2026. I don't know. But this kind of puts us at like August or something like that, August, September. And I don't know. We'll see. So Bitcoin ends 2025 below 96K. I told you guys the day before New Year's, right, that we were just going to do a whole bunch of hopium, and I am delivering on this promise, just one after another. It would mark the first negative post-halving year ever. Are we hearing this time it's different? I think I'm hearing this time it's different. Is anybody else hearing this time it's different? Hey, Frederick. Good morning. Happy New Year's. Hey, free RS guides. Good morning. And good morning, Matt. And good morning, Bitcoin Core Dev. Did we break the cycle? Is it different this time? I know there's a whole bunch of people banking on the fact that this cycle is not different and we are just going to simply go lower, and they're going to be geniuses buying Bitcoin at 40K, at 50K, right? Doubling, maybe even tripling their stack because they had such incredible foresight and courage to do that. That right there is an ego trip. That right there is how you make yourself feel good and think that you're absolutely amazing. I don't buy that that's what's happening. And I got to tell you, this year, it does look a whole lot different. So, yeah, I don't know. My opinions change when the data changes. Sorry. It's just how it works. Okay. So, but here, guys, right? As if we didn't have enough already, right? First post negative halving year, we've got even more correlation between gold, between silver, between Bitcoin. And essentially what we're seeing here is exactly those 10-month timelines showing, hey, this is where gold peaked and this is where Bitcoin started to move. Take that with a grain of salt. Do with it what you will. Sounds good to me. I don't necessarily buy it. Hey, French Huddle. Good morning. Good morning. Bon matin. All right. So let's move on to some eternal paper Bitcoin, right? Because it never ends. I'm not even really sure if this is news, which is what got me wondering why BitcoinTreasuries.net was reporting on it as though it was. Bitcoin Treasury Company strategy daily trading volume is now higher than stocks trading platform Robinhood. Okay. That's not actually like, that doesn't mean anything though, right? That just means, oh, actually, okay, how about this? You could say that it means uncertainty. How about that? right? We could say at the very least, there's a lot of market uncertainty for those MSTR shares. We could say that. Hey, BTC Moon Guy. Happy New Year's. All right. More Eternal Paper Bitcoin stuff. Metaplanet announcing its first acquisition since October 1st. Like the only guys actually buying Bitcoin out there. I mean, I know Sailor and his orange dots and all that stuff. We're all happy. But I'm talking about besides Sailor buying Bitcoin, right? Because that's not really news anymore. The company acquired 4,279 Bitcoin in Q4 2025 for $451 million and now holds a total of 35,102 Bitcoin. And they just received $136 million in proceeds and is now officially, they are running behind MicroStrategy, right? Trying to get those Bitcoin-backed perpetual preferred stock out the door. And they did. They did, in fact, get it out the door. And now they can possibly not dilute shareholders as much and be able to turn the cash that they get from those preferred shares into more Bitcoin. I am not, so full disclosure, I don't hold any shares of Metaplanet or anything like that. I do know several Bitcoiners that do. Personally, right, I think it's the same story as everybody else. I really want to see these businesses actually have revenue that doesn't come from kicking shareholders in the nuts and doing financial alchemy shenanigans. However, for whatever reason, like these businesses don't care about that. They seem to think that it's way more important to be doing this right now. And hey, they're betting on it, right? Like that they're putting their money where their mouth is and they're saying, hey, we're betting on this. So good luck to you. But yeah, I want to see you. I want to see these businesses start to worry about earnings because, like I said, right, it's a whole lot of people can buy Bitcoin. A whole lot of businesses can buy Bitcoin. But can you afford to hold that Bitcoin and continue to accumulate it? That's the real question. And market conditions, when they are good or adequate, you can't tell that that everybody's swimming naked, so to speak. Metaphorically. Okay, sorry. I'll shut up and continue. Anyways, the EU. Oh, we're surprised by this, right? The EU will introduce a digital payments infrastructure to replace Visa, MasterCard, Apple, and Google Pay. It's, they make it seem like it's all about replacing Apple, Visa, or making it seem like, hey, we're trying to do right by the consumer, right? We're trying to give them alternatives. Hey, B for bacon. Paper Bitcoin everywhere. I feel like it's the Oprah meme. You get paper Bitcoin and you get paper Bitcoin and you get paper Bitcoin. Everybody gets it. Or maybe it's that Saturday Night Live with the guy dressed up as Santa Claus who's giving money to everybody. Everybody's getting something. So could be that. Hey, honk. Good morning. Yeah, B for bacon. This is the signal right here. NGU only happens when people hold their own keys. Supply shock can happen if they're all trading claims on Bitcoin around. Yep. I mean, look, everything you keep on the exchanges just enables them more and more and more. Yep. There you go. Honk echoing that too. Buy and hold Bitcoin weekly, no matter the price. Bingo. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue with this nonsense from the EU. The European Union is set to launch a no-fee digital service. Oh, look at that. Are they really competing with Visa and MasterCard, or are they really afraid of something else? That service is going to sit side by side with Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, and Google Pay, giving customers and merchants a free EU-controlled alternative for everyday transactions. The signal in all of that was the last 5 words, right? EU-controlled alternative, 6 words, EU-controlled alternative for everyday transactions. It's all about the moat. It's all about the gate, right? They want to make sure that the moat keeps everybody else out. They want to make sure that us, the little peons, stay in. Moats and gates, not that difficult. The digital euro is a central digital bank currency. No way, CBDC, the fuck out of here. Issued by the European Central Bank that will complement cash, not replace it. Now, for anybody who's been paying attention to these stories for the last 4 years or so, why do they keep telling you that it's here to complement cash and not replace this. It reminds me very much of this this term called the illusory truth effect. Okay, and what this is where a person is exposed to incorrect information on a repeated basis, right? And they keep hearing the incorrect information over and over again, and eventually, what happens is that it becomes reality. It becomes believable. It doesn't even matter that it's inaccurate, false, misleading. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference. It's just illusory truth. And that is exactly what the ECB is doing. So if we think for a split second that we're not sitting in some demented psyop, okay, to a certain extent, I can't help but feel like we are, because this is pure gaslighting over and over again. We're not trying to replace cash. We're complementing it. We're complementing it with this other thing that makes it obsolete and ensures our unfettered control. We're not replacing it. Unlike private sector e-money. So are they talking about some kind of Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin private sector? I don't think so. It's transparent ledger. You can join the Bitcoin network or leave anytime you want. Not about a specific region or government giving you access to or denying access to. It's got nothing to do with any of that. So interesting framing, EU. Interesting framing. The digital euro is backed by the ECB. In other words, absolutely fucking nothing. Guarantee. Oh, sorry. It's backed by government violence, right? By the ability for the government to enforce violence on who they decide. My bad. So there is a backing. Guaranteeing the same legal tender status as banknotes and coins. Oh, it feels so good. It's okay, guys. It's legal tender. So here's the strategy, right? Zero transaction fees. By the way, that's the carrot on the end of the stick. There used to not be fees for having a bank account. Now, you're paying a fee for everything. But if you have multiple products, you could get a discount, but you're still going to pay the fee. So this is just carrot on the end of the stick. Make no mistake. In 5 years, maybe even less than 5 years, depending on how easily the adoption, how quickly the sheep follow through into the gate, who knows? Maybe in 2 years, you'll have those fees back. But for now, they're just greasing the wheels. That's all it is. Open access architecture. The service will be built on open standards, which obviously are controlled and run by the government. It's totally open, though. But again, it's just pure gaslighting and nonsense words to make you feel good. It makes us, that's what it is. Yeah. Yes, Rourke. Digital gyros. Although I feel like gyros actually have a proper use case, right? They taste good. That's a solid meal, you know? I hate that word. It's a solid dinner, sandwich, pita, whatever. Anyways, interoperability with existing wallets. Users can link their digital euro wallet to popular mobile payment apps, making the transition seamless. That's right, guys. Look, you're not paying any fees. The government is guaranteeing an open architecture that they control and manage and monitor. And look, it's going to be seamless. It is good. The Mediterranean diet, in all fairness, is like one of the best diets in the world. And I know that that's controversial to people who essentially, wash their faces with meat and stuff like that. I also enjoy steak. But yeah, the Mediterranean diet is solid. Absolutely solid. Okay. Not that I'm a health expert. Obviously not a health expert. No creds in health or anything like that. Just telling you what I read. Anyways, so now this is the best part, right? Because guess what? Everybody is in this together. Okay? That's how it works with a nation, with a government, right? Like it's all about everybody working together. So both sides. So apparently there's an us and them, right? Between the ECB and the regular peons, right? There's an us and them. Both sides stand to gain from fee-free EU-backed payment rails. Oh man, that sounds so good. See? This is an everybody wins scenario. We appreciate an everybody wins scenario. So the cost savings, merchants keep the full sale amount, which can be passed on as lower prices. Guys, don't you see what's happening there? They're going to lower the prices. Speed and certainty. Real-time settlement eliminates cash flow gaps for small businesses. Is that what's happening right now? Is that actually what's happening? I don't even think that's what's happening at this point. because at this point, all the institutions have facilitated the illusion of final settlement. So all the institutions know the final settlement isn't happening instantly or near instant, but they simply facilitate the illusion to us, the users, that it has. Anyways, financial inclusion. Oh, that's always a feel-good thing. That's right, guys. Financial inclusion is supposed to conjure up all these ideas of everybody interacting together, everybody just kumbaya, the system is working for you, right? Banks are out there to help the little guy, even though banking, by its very nature, is an exclusionary system that you must apply to enter with the approved credentials. More gaslighting, more nonsense. Data sovereignty. Transaction data stays within EU jurisdiction. Why do I give a shit about that? But this is the best part, reducing exposure to foreign surveillance. So for some reason, you're supposed to worry about foreign surveillance, but you're not really. You're supposed to be proud, happy to giving your data to the local government, right? They're not the enemy. And the innovation boost. There's no innovation boost in a fucking stable coin. Come on. This is just, it's just the same nonsense that we're already using, but they're just going to make it completely digital and not have any kind of cash equivalent to it. It's just going to be numbers on a screen, which it, for the most part, already is. You know, it's change. The official statement from the EU. A no-fee digital euro payment service is essential for a truly competitive European payments market. It will empower citizens, protect their data, and ensure that Europe is not dependent on non-EU payment giants. It's what I've said for many years. It's always about defending their moat. It is always about defending their ability to control and monitor. That's all it is. Okay? That's all it is. The feel-good framing is just to get the little peons to say, yes, sir, thank you, may I have another? That's it. That's all that's for. All right. Let's dive into the fun with the Coldcard stuff. Oh, hold on. Before we get into the Coldcard stuff, financial inclusion from Rourke. Unless we determine we don't like your... Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. It's not real financial inclusion. Again, those are just feel-good words that don't mean anything. They don't. They mean absolute. Oh, let me rephrase that. They mean what the government or institution that is saying it wants it to mean. That's it. Anyways, all right. So the Coldcard stuff. Hey, BTC Moon Guy, take it easy, man. Have a wonderful day. Happy New Year. Absolutely. GFY the Bears. Almost 2026. Yeah, you know who's really going to cry in 2026? Those ZEC bag holders. Those guys, it's so funny. They're being taken for such a ride, but it's okay. The Bitcoiners are right. We're all idiots. We've been idiots for 17 years being right. So, this time it's different though. This time we're wrong. All right, back to the Coldcard stuff. So I am really happy about this because as of right now, Coldcard for me, I've only used my Coldcards with Sparrow Wallet, and I saw that you can use a Coldcard with Nunchuck. Now, I use a tap signer with Nunchuck. I have a whole bunch of different wallets, signing devices, and stuff like that. I just like to test all this stuff out. I think for me, it's just part of my geekness, and this is making me happy. I'm going to test this out. I want to see if it's the same. I want to see if it's the same type of setup as Nunchuck, because essentially with a Nunchuck, you're using your signing device, right, your hardware wallet as a key. And I'm assuming that Cove Wallet is doing the exact same thing. So yeah, I'm excited. I am going to test this out and I want to set it up. Good stuff, Coldcard. I think, for me, it's like once I saw Nunchuck support Coldcard, I was like, that's good, because even though I understand the security proposition for Coldcard, and I appreciate it. However, I know that there are people who want to be able to use their Coldcard without having to use a desktop application. And it's just nice to see that this type of stuff is happening, because it is a great product. And you know what? It's like, it'd be good if it could be used with, more different pieces of software. So I am happy to see this. Definitely happy to see this. Got a quick little video of it too, so let's take a look at this. I can't play the sound, of course. See how this, I just want to see if they show how it's going to work. Oh yeah, so it looks like it's a little bit different than the nunchuck integration, because the nunchuck integration, you're just using it, essentially you're using it as a key to sign with from the actual software wallet. But in this case, it looks like you're truly importing the seed into Cove Wallet. Anyways, I'm definitely going to take a look at this. It's very interesting. I think it's I do think it's a good idea. And guys, that is gonna do it for us for today, the last day of the year. Look at us. 11 hours, 25 minutes for the people on the East Coast until 2026 begins. According to all the Hopium we've been looking at, we've got 11 hours. Remember yesterday that MBA engineer account? We should be at 219K by January 1st. So, all right, 11 hours, 24 minutes, guys. In 11 hours, 24 minutes, Bitcoin teleports somehow in that time span to 219K. So I'm super excited, pumped for that to happen. Won't be surprised if it doesn't. Definitely looking forward to more can kicking. And actually, that particular post already had a bunch of can kicking in it, because he had already made provisions for, if that doesn't happen, we have a 35-day window. So don't worry, guys. If it doesn't happen in the next 11 hours, 23 minutes, then it will definitely happen by January 30th, right? Right? Yeah, Rourke, I'm in the same boat as you, man. I feel like 2025, like, even though I know that we've been flat at 85K, and like I've said multiple times, December 2024, the average Bitcoin price was 94,300 or something like that. I kind of feel like it was like people talk about the lost decade. I feel like this was our lost year, right? I know, Michelson, this is great, right? By that, it's happening. The guy has an MBA. He's an engineer. He's got the creds. I do not have the creds. Okay, so he's got the creds. That's right, proof of keys. It's just too bad that it was Brock that came up with that, right? It's just too bad. I know, I celebrated too, but it's like, that's a shitcoin. And not only that, but like all of his ties to Tether and Hollyweird and all that, it all gets so much worse. But yeah, I am right there with you, man. January 3rd, Proof of Keys Day. I gotta say, last year was a pretty uneventful one. It almost seemed like nobody gave a shit. Now, granted, right? Last year we were climbing the mountain, right? We hadn't gotten to the 100K yet. We hadn't seen all of the exuberance and all of that fun stuff. So maybe it's different. Maybe this year's Proof of Keys just totally kills it, right? Maybe a whole bunch of people get super upset and they're like, that's it. You want to ruin paper Bitcoin? Take your Bitcoin off the exchanges, which it won't ruin paper Bitcoin, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it will not, because these businesses, they will just produce more and more paper. It doesn't matter. Yep. Yeah, that's it, right? Like, that's what it is. It's this bittersweet, the duality of man. The duality is this. I want Bitcoin to moon, but at the same time, I need it to go down so that I can stack as much as possible for moon. And this is the plight, the human plight that we are in. Anyways, hey, Knoxville. We're just wrapping up. Anyways, guys, Happy New Year. All the best to you and your loved ones. Guys, I really appreciate you guys joining me every single day to talk about Bitcoin and to listen to my rants. And I just want you to know that this has been an absolutely awesome year. Even for me, doing all of these different transitions through different types of content and, finding my way, right? Like finding our way. Like it's all part of the journey. And I really appreciate you guys. And I hope that you have a safe, happy New Year's. Make the memories, enjoy the family time, all that good stuff. I will not be doing a show tomorrow because I'm going to do absolutely nothing and hang out with my wife. And on Friday, I will be back. I've got an interview. We're not going to be doing the news. I've got Hunter Beast. Hunter Beast, one of the authors of BIP 360, the BIP, which is right now the BIP that is being proposed for handling quantum resistance. So if you guys, all the quantum FUD, everything like that, this is what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to bring him over and we're going to talk about all that good stuff. And he's going to talk to us about the BIP. And I want to find out what he really thinks about concern trolling. And I know that he's been taking a look at some of Nick Carter's complaining and rants. So I'm very curious. What he thinks about Nick's take. And is it really just concern trolling to make attention for Castle Island Ventures, which is backing a quantum resistant play? That's right, Rourke. My quantum, it's going to kill Bitcoin, you know? And the thing that's really important in Bitcoin that we all need to remember is that what's important is to feel good while you think you're saving Bitcoin, okay? Just remember that. We want to feel good. Anyways, guys, Happy New Year's. Have a good one. And I will catch you all Friday, 12 p.m. Take it easy.